Here we are, Capitol Hill, ladies and gentlemen. This is the seat of the legislative branch of the U.S. government. This is where the rubber hits the road, where the legal sausage is made. This is where an idea, theoretically, an idea from an average voter becomes the law of the land. However, as we know, Congress, especially in recent years, has rated pretty low in terms of popularity. You can actually find some funny articles from a few years ago about unpopular things that are more highly rated than Congress, especially when they were down around 12% approval. But be that as it may, there are a few things that it seems pretty certain Congress doesn't want you to know. First, Congress is supposed to represent the interest of the average voter, right? The average person. Everybody gets one vote, one choice. Your local government will elect somebody to go to the state legislature or to the federal legislature, to this big, ginormous building behind me. However, a lot of people who are opponents of what they see as elitism in Congress argue that Congress can't really represent the average man when the salary alone, around $174,000 in 2011, puts every member of Congress in the top 5% of the earning, for across the USA. So they make more than 95% of anyone else living in this country. That's hardly average. And let's add to that for the first time in history, around 2014, the New York Times published an article pointing out that more than half of the members of Congress, House and Senate, are millionaires. Again, hardly the average. Does this mean that members of Congress cannot adequately represent their constituents? Of course not. That's a little bit of a leap, but it does give fuel to the fire of opponents of congressional practices, right? The people who would say, oh, you don't really represent the voters, you represent the companies that finance your campaigns. That's something we're going to be looking into in detail in our upcoming audio episode. 2, and this is a sensitive topic, and a little bit more recent. Should Congress be investigated for insider trading? We know that legal decisions can have a great influence on Wall Street, and Wall Street, of course, spends a lot of time and money and effort in terms of lobbying to get favorable legislation passed. So recently, the legal team of the House of Representatives filed a brief in 2014, was leading up, arguing that Congress should not be investigated by the SEC for insider trading, and that the whole thing was a fishing expedition, politically motivated. Which leads us to number 3. One of the other big criticisms of Congress is that laws that should be passed for the good of the country, whatever that means to you, are often sidelined and caught up in this bureaucratic political machine that's kind of like a soap opera, a quid pro quo Clarice kind of arrangement wherein someone will give the green light or will give you their vote, but only if you help them out in this other thing. And if you're a fan of shows like House of Cards or what was the other one, Matt? K Street? Then you have seen at least adaptations of this idea. Now, of course, those are television shows. It's not the same thing, but it's certainly inspired by a true story, right? Anyhow, we're gonna get out of here before that storm hits. You probably hear some sirens going around, none of which are intended for us, we think, but we wanna make sure we play nice with security before they initiate a game with us. So we're gonna head out. Hit us up on Facebook and Twitter. We're Conspiracy Stuff. Let me know in the comments what else we should cover in our audio podcast. And if you have an email that you would like to send to us directly, whether it's about this topic or a suggestion for a future episode, or just to say, hey, what's going on? Why are you guys traveling now? Then we'd love to hear from you. Our address is conspiracy@howstuffworks.com. Man. Feels a lot better. It's getting some sun. It was crispy, But do you remember that song that used to teach kids in the States about? I'm only a bill. Yeah, do the whole thing. Up on Capitol Hill. I don't remember. Oh man, we should cut to that. We'll post that on Facebook. Wait, are we still rolling? Yeah. Okay. Is anybody coming? Well, I made eye contact. All right, let's go.